Prince Harry has a new tell-all book called Spare, which is going to be out January the 10th. And Prince Harry also has a brand new tell-all interview. And of course, because this is the way it goes, a lot of those pieces of the interview and of the book have already been leaked. So here I am bringing them to you.
Nice.
By the way, before we talk about Prince Harry and Prince William getting into a fight, I did pre-purchase the book Spare on Audible so that I can bring you all
How much
of the
was
audio. I think like $19.99.
So is
if
this
you
tell-all
pre-ordered.
book and tell-all interview that he's doing Prince Harry, is it to make money?
I mean, I'm sure, but I think also, not that he needs it, but I think also it is to tell his side of the story and the way that he and his wife Meghan Markle see things happening, because they say, the institution, the palace, has their own network and way of working and has for years and centuries and centuries. And so they say that nobody's getting the full story and that they just look not great. So he's kind of just telling his own. He's not saying what's right or wrong. He's just like, this is our story. And one of the things that Prince Harry is saying, one of the leaked things we're finding out, is that apparently Prince William physically attacked Prince William Prince William physically attacked Prince Harry in Prince Harry's home. And it was all because Prince William came over to talk to him and called Meghan Markle difficult, rude, and abrasive.
So telling the truth.
I don't know. Yeah. And that Harry accused William of just parroting what the media was saying about Meghan. And then the argument escalated to a point where William actually attacked Prince Harry. Harry says, and this is a quote, he said, he grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace, and he knocked me to the floor.
That sounds funny.
Prince Harry does wear that hot necklace.
I would leave the necklace part out.
He said, I landed on the dog's bowl, which cracked under my back, the pieces cutting me. I lay there for a moment, dazed, and then got to my feet, and I told him to get out. William reportedly told Harry to stand up and fight back, and Harry says that he didn't. He just... He just told him to get out.
Punked by Prince William.
Yeah.
It's just brothers.
It's brothers. It's brothers. I mean,
I know.
I know brothers that the other one stabbed them with a dart.
Me and my brother got in a fist fight in our church. So, I mean, it happens.
It happens. You feel this.
Yeah.
On
You
a
got
different
a
level.
fist fight in your church?
Yeah.
Now, let's be clear. It wasn't on Sunday. We were playing basketball, but still. It happens.
And to be fair, this was not at Buckingham Palace.
Right.
This was in Harry's home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Harry's house, not to be confused with Harry's stuff. But yeah, then apparently William did calm down and came back and did apologize to Prince Harry. I'm sorry. And they're just like not on great terms at all. Prince Harry also going on to say that, there was a lot of controversy about the Nazi uniform. Do you remember Prince Harry
for
one year?
Halloween? Yeah.
Dressed up in a Nazi uniform and, caught a lot of blowback years and years ago. And he said that he even addresses it in the Netflix special that he has where he's like, look, at the time I didn't know. And he said, but I'm sorry, and I learned, and I will never repeat that again. But Prince Harry, in his brand new book, Spare, talking about how allegedly it was Prince William and Kate's idea for him to wear the outfit, and they thought it was hysterical.
Oh, it's their fault.
Yes.
Boy, he's learning from Meghan Markle to blame others. I love it.
I don't know. I don't agree with that, by the way, Jared. I watched the Netflix show. I don't agree with that.
Oh, that they had full control over. You just like I told you, like the documentaries I watched.
Yes.
First part says we didn't land on the moon.
You think we didn't land on the moon?
You can't keep going to that. And then I believe we didn't land on the moon. And the second part says we landed on the moon. And by the end, I'm like, I believe it.
It's not just like the documentaries. No, it's not just like the documentaries we watch.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Documentaries can change
but
your...
what
They
I'm
have
saying
creative control about what gets said.
Yes, you are, but you are doubting an actual event that happened, not
but
based on
Katie,
somebody's
I
personality.
guarantee you they could do a documentary in another way, and you'll start having doubts.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You're right. I will give you that. I will say it's true.
Finally.
But
And if you knew Meghan Markle in real life, you'd probably hate her guts.
maybe I would listen, and I do not mean this to be mean to anybody, but she's a drama kid, a drama
Yes.
kid. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And they are. We say this about actors all the time. They're a little bit different.
Right.
Not in a bad way, just like in
Nerds.
their... No, did not say nerd, but they're eccentric.
Right.
They're like very passionate, and that's why they're good at what they do. Just a little bit different.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own world, and their world doesn't have the pain that others feel. the poorness and this and that. So
I mean,
everybody
hers
goes
did.
to their. Huh?
Meghan Markle came from very
now.
yeah
So
now,
now
she's
but
complaining more that
Yeah.
when she has more.
So in her world, this is just horrible when it's not.
well,
Yeah.
what the point of this whole book and the whole point of the interviews for Harry and Meghan and their documentary is to say this is just our point of view. They're not saying like this is exactly how it happened, but they're saying this is how we perceive it, and you're never going to hear this from the other side. Prince Harry does actually go on to say, when there was a lot of turmoil between the family and Prince Harry, he said that they called him to Buckingham Palace and he went, and they gave him 5 options.
I went in with the same proposal that we'd already, made publicly. But once I got there, I was given 5 options. 1 being all in, no change. 5 being all out. I chose option 3 in the meeting, half in, half out. Have our own jobs, but also work in support of the Queen.
Their own jobs.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't be negative.
Their own jobs.
Don't
I
be
mean, like
negative.
Netflix just gives them like millions of dollars to like tell their side. That's not a job.
Well, that's not. No, I don't think that was what their plan was at the time.
But in other words, to earn their own money.
Yes.
I get it.
But it became very clear very quickly that that goal was not up for discussion or debate. It was terrifying to have my brother scream and shout at me and my father say things that just simply weren't true, and my grandmother, quietly sit there and sort of take it all in. But you have to understand that from the family's perspective, especially from hers, there are ways of doing things, and her ultimate sort of mission, goal / responsibility is the institution. People around her are telling her, by the way, that proposal or these two doing X, Y, Z is going to be seen as an attack on the institution. Then she's going to go on the advice that she's given.
Mm-hmm.
God rest her soul.
Yes, that's what I say. But the interview and the book. This interview, by the way, going to appear. So the book comes out January 10th, and so I believe on the 8th, this interview where Prince Harry sits down with Tom Bradby of ITV, which
Tom
is
Brady.
No, Bradby. The ITV, which I was not familiar with the ITV, but it's a group of British commercial television companies that broadcast programs on one channel. We don't have it here.
That's kind of like the BBC
Oh.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
like the BBC. Yeah. So I was
Okay.
like, ITV, what is that?
Yeah.
But also we're hearing that Prince Charles, who's now King Charles, apparently said to Diana when Harry was born, I think somebody wrote it down or something, where it was like, oh, good, you've given me an heir and a spare. My job here is done.
Mhm.
And so that's where the name Spare for the novel comes from.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yes, and then also apparently King Charles, who was going to have his coronation, Prince Harry was asked during the interview, are you going to attend? Because right now they're not on good terms, and Prince Harry does address whether or not he'll go to the coronation, which I believe is set for May of this coming year.
What cut is that?
Cut number 6.
Hmm.
We don't got
does
no
not
guts?
exist.
Okay, he says lots of things are up in the air, and he
Okay,
doesn't know. He was like, I'm willing to sit down and talk. And he said, I don't think that being silent is going to be the answer to anything. He said, we have to communicate, and I want to communicate. It's just the ball is in their court.
All right.
And King Charles, sorry, King Charles says, come on, boys, don't ruin my final days. I guess that's what he
With
said
his
to
fat
him.
fingers.
Mhm.
King Charles is a brat. We've
Yes.
seen that, him hissing at people. Give me the pen.
Yes. And then Camilla, who
Camilla,
has
yeah.
been pining after the situation and being in that position for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no surprise that his son's a brat.
I don't
Harry's a brat
know.
and Meghan's a brat.
We feel very differently about these things.
Yeah.
We do. I don't think Meghan Markle is as bad as she is being made out to be.
She's
and
worse.
I will say no. And I will say also from the Netflix, and again, I know it's a documentary, there were a lot of really bad things about the royal family brewing when Meghan Markle came on the scene. And I think they used her to hide other things happening. Like, hello, Prince Andrew, and the flight log.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I think that she really took the heat because it was attention. People were all about it. They loved the love story. They used her. And then when things were getting really bad with Andrew, Meghan Markle's the great scapegoat.
It's possible that in the future, as more and more gets exposed about the royal family,
Mhm.
that it could crumble.
Oh, sure. People are saying
There's a
maybe after,
backlash.
yeah.
Why are they paying all these taxes? Why are they living the life
Yes.
of this controversy? Why? And I also think, as another theory, that Jared feels that all the controversy stems from Meghan Markle.
That's not fair. That is not fair. Look,
I think if Prince Harry were single, obviously none of this would be happening. I think if he married anyone else, none of this would be happening.
I don't
think he'd
know.
still be a part of the royal
But
family.
what about because Andrew's whole scandal where he
No,
was
no,
allegedly
not-
sleeping with
I'm not talking about
minors?
Andrew. I'm
no,
not-
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that
They've
came
had
to
scandals
light,
for centuries.
and they always bury
all-
them with other news. You
Yeah.
know, they always bury
That's
it.
what everyone does though,
Yeah.
with a scandal. You could be the Kardashians. If something comes out, they're like, "Oh, we need to."
Yeah,
focus on-"
you bury it, but then you focus on something else, which
Right.
is exactly my point. Is that this all happened at the same time when Meghan and Harry were announcing their engagement. They were announcing that they're getting married, and then it's like, and the U.S. is obsessed with it. So some things that used to be able to be swept
You'll
under the
know
rug.
when there's another big controversy when Meghan Markle releases her sex tape. For the distraction.
With Prince Harry, because I would watch.
Whatever. I
Now, that's
guarantee.
something I think a lot of people would watch.
Yeah. Just the sound of his voice. I'm sorry to my husband, but damn, he's hot.
Meghan Markle. See, I can be honest. She's
Yeah.
attractive.
She's
just because
Yes.
I don't like her personally.
Yeah,
she's
she's
very
attractive. I mean,
Yeah.
she doesn't have blonde hair, but she's attractive. And she doesn't deserve to die either because it wouldn't match her look.
I thought she didn't deserve to die.
That's
No,
what I
dye
thought
the
you
hair.
too.
Well, good, Jason. I'm glad she didn't deserve to die.
I heard diet, and I'm like, she's pretty thin.
We all heard different things. I need these headphones. These headphones.
Doesn't
are okay.
deserve a diet. I'm like, what?